We are Witches Who Podcast.
Ready? Hey, Dee.
Hey, Shelby.
Got anything weird for me?
I do. At first I didn't think it was weird, but you
always
will
how I
see.
feel.
I know, but you'll see why it got even weirder because it just happened literally right before we started recording. So yesterday, sorry, minus. Yesterday I was home alone. I had a pretty good day, but lately, in all honesty and vulnerability, I've been having some like external anxiety. So I got home from work. It was just me and the cat. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things. But I jump on a phone call with one of my dear friends who lives in Texas, and we haven't chatted in a while. So I just had headphones on, kind of walking through the house, doing some stuff. And as soon she mentioned something about, we were talking about social media and all these things. And are they okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I see Shelby just like with her stomach
kicking around. I'm like,
moving.
I'm wondering if it's like on video, if you can just see my whole stomach just like flip around.
Make sure to catch our YouTube so you can see the little ones. So anyhow, I'm talking to her and we're talking like super awesome and intense conversation about all the things. And we're talking like social media. And then she's like, oh, I was holding this tiny cup that I love. It's like a little glass. And I only have had two. And it's like the perfect size to measure like matcha when I'm doing matcha. And actually that little cup, just for all the Mexicanos out there, is the mole Doña Maria. So there's mole sauce that you can purchase and it comes in that glass little container and it becomes a cup.
That's so convenient.
It is super convenient. They're like the best. Like if you don't have a cup, at least one cup of mole Doña Maria in your house, don't even call yourself Mexican.
Like, are you even Latin if you don't have
are
that?
you even? Like, no. So I'm holding it. It had tiny bit of water and I'm taking it to the kitchen because it was in the living room and I'm walking towards the kitchen and suddenly she said, well, you better do it. And as soon as she said that, it slipped my hands, crash. And I was like, oh, is that not a sign? This is so weird. If this is not a sign, I don't know what it is.
Oh my goodness.
That was it. But I felt like...
So now you only have one cup. That's why you said that.
I did, yeah. But I felt actually yesterday when I got to the house, none of my men were there. My kids, my husband, they're all gone. It's just the cat. I'm not sure if he's like a really good, reliable source, to support me sometimes. He can get a little selfish.
Definitely on Mike's side for sure.
He is for sure. So I was like, oh my gosh, girl, okay, I'm listening, but I need to clean this mess. Because I had to go use the computer after she was going to show me something. And I was like, I kind of need to clean this.
Yeah,
and I have to clean it like twice because it is glass and it's so tiny, So did the thing, hang up the phone, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to wash the dishes before I get to do my other things. And I'm almost done finishing washing the dishes. And there was just like a ceramic container.
Oh no.
Ceramic container. But at this point, when I had entered the house, I felt like a presence. Not bad, but a little hunty.
Okay, yeah.
So then that happened and I was feeling extra tired. So an immune system is down. And then I'm washing this, just like a container to put food on. And it has a little handle. And I go to put it on the strainer and it just slips my hand and crashes. And I was like, well, that's a way of like having to wash less dishes. I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, what on earth? I've been like butter hands.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like right now, I'm just like my pen.
Yeah.
Like I dropped it. I almost dropped this other thing. It's just like
Your
my
earring?
earring fell off. Like it was looped in. It's off. It fell on the floor.
Not just looped in, but like looped and clipped.
Yes. And it fell off my ear.
What?
Right ear. Does it mean anything? Anyway, and it's quartz.
You're too much in your masculine energy,
I
maybe.
guess. I need to relax. That's why I'm getting a massage.
You just soften.
I need to soften. Man. So yeah, I thought that was weird. And I have been going to bed really early because I've been very tired.
Yeah. Same. I was asleep right before you got here.
And I love that. And because I was thinking, like, okay, I need to sage the house. Something, fun fact for all the people out there that want their partners to be more spiritual.
I feel that's such a common thing. Yeah.
We should do an episode on
We
that.
should, for sure.
And so my beautiful mother-in-law transitioned recently, and we inherit some little pieces that my husband brought home. And I said, hey, let's just make sure to sage them before we bring them home. So they were like in the garage. And it was, I don't know, sometime last week, like I kind of woke up in the middle of the night because I smelled something and I see like this figure with sage around in the room. And I was like, I think Mike is saging. If not, my spirit guides are like working.
They're really working
They're
hard.
really working hard. And the next day I asked him, I was like, hey, did you sage? And he's like, well, I brought in those pieces and I wanted to make sure to sage them first. And then he's like, you had such good sage that I decided I better sage the house. I was like, bravo,
Wow.
Michael, bravo.
Yeah.
So proud.
That's amazing.
So don't give up on your partners, people out
they
there.
come around. Christian's come a long way. I mean, he still makes fun of me 90% of the time, but this episode, I want him to take this quiz we're going to do later because I think he is crunchier than he leads on. But it's just like the little things I've been talking about. Like he doesn't outright admit that things are weird or something weird happened.
Yeah.
If he can't explain it. But he's like, I don't know. Couldn't explain this. Or he'll send me stuff, like Instagram stuff or like reels about, UFOs or like, have you heard about this? Or like he sent you a bunch of podcasts and stuff to listen to too. See,
they're all creepy and
they're coming
unexplainable.
around. Coming around.
And he liked them. So that's why he was sharing them. We actually did an episode on the
Dyatlov Pass. Yeah, and that was one that Christian was like, you guys would be into this for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Christian.
Yeah, see?
You are more witchy than we are sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
So, hi, I'm Dee.
Oh, and I'm Shelby.
And we are the Witches Podcast. And today we are talking about something that I think a lot of people have heard, definitely in my circle. And I believe we're in the same circle. We hear about the Crunchy Mom. But last week, Shelby, we were talking about like future episodes and speaking about this. And she's like, have you heard about Scrunchy? I was like, what on earth is Scrunchy? And then this Silky.
Yeah,
and we're
which
like,
we both just discovered that one.
So we're going to be talking about, Crunchy Mom versus Scrunchy Mom or Silky Mom and where does the witches lie?
Yeah,
land.
I'm so excited because obviously I've been going heavy into a lot of this like parenting stuff and like just like health in general, like not just with pregnancy, but like now that I'm like close to the end, I'm like, all right, they're going to be out in the world. Like, how do I... what do I want to set them up for success? How do I protect them? How do I like set up their little immune systems? And so I've been going heavy into a lot of this stuff. So I'm really excited to like hear about it and kind of like learn a little bit more.
Yeah. And also there's a lot, especially before, there's a lot of like this stigma around the Crunchy Mom too, of like, they're just like really extreme. And there's a lot of cases like them, but you may be, you listeners may be more crunchy than not, because I also hear like, absolutely not. I'm not a crunchy mom. Yeah. But when you actually know what it is.
And like, break it down. Like,
I'm all like, I think I'm kind of semi-crunchy.
Totally.
I'm thinking I'm more scrunchy in a way.
Well, it's when we first started talking about it, you were like, a lot of the crunchy moms that I know are extremely religious.
Yes.
And I was like, really? Like I had no idea. Yeah. So yeah, I think that there's just such a broad spectrum, just like with anything else, like the truth or you or somewhere in the middle. It doesn't have to be, super black and white. You know what I mean?
But there are those people that
there
are
like, extremists. Yeah.
Exactly. And I know a lot of crunchy moms that are extremely spiritual and that's
and you don't have to be a jerk about it either. You can be crazy crunchy, granola, wear Birkenstocks, whatever, and still be and just be nice.
We granola and wear Birkenstocks. But okay, let's start with like why Crunchy Mom.
Like,
I didn't know this. I was like, why is it? I'm thinking it was like a super fancy term, but it comes down that the stereotype of the.
Well, what do you before you do that? When you first think, I know we already like read it, but like when you. Like before you like did the definitions and everything, when you heard that like Crunchy Mom, what did you like visualize? Like what did you think it was?
I actually thought it was gonna be something fancier and something along the lines of like You know how people say crunch numbers, like, I thought it was like crunch, like the system, like really get into the nitty gritty
Okay.
of like, okay, the parenting, the schooling, the
Yeah.
medical part, like really crunch it all in to be like, okay, what
Okay.
informed decision can I make? Like they were the beyond
Over controlling, informed.
Yes,
Okay.
that fall into the category, informed consent, an informed decision, 111%.
Totally.
Sometimes I think a lot of parents may fall into the extremists of that side.
Yeah.
And then maybe misinformed or misled.
That's a big one. Yeah.
So using your discernment as a parent, and that is the biggest fight you can get in your life is with another parent.
Yeah.
Because parenting, somebody can come and be like, your kid shouldn't be doing anything. Please never say that to another parent.
You gotta just do what works for you.
You're at
and
the
what,
playground.
like
Yeah.
what you think is safe. for your kid.
Absolutely. You're at the playground. Just, as long as kids are safe, keep it there. If the kid is eating, I don't know, Chick-fil-A over there,
Yeah,
you have
whatever.
the carrots and hummus over here. No judgment. Every parent is just trying their best. And
Yeah.
we don't know other parents' stories. And this is where it can get really tricky because we need the community. And then these play dates and this just gathering of
judgment.
moms. Yes, there's so much judgment that then mothers or birthing parents that really need it don't participate anymore because they just feel judged and that it's not for them. And that's how we have a lot of mental health issues as well.
Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that because I don't even have these kids aren't even out in the world yet. And I've never ever been the type of person that was like afraid ever to say what I feel or how I feel or my opinion on anything. Even if I knew that somebody else had an opposing opinion, like I'm going to be respectful no matter what. But going down and like talking to certain people, I'm finding myself being like, I don't want to I don't want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird feeling to me. It's like so foreign. And I'm like, oh, like I just don't even want to hear what you have to say. Like,
And that's okay. You can set up
I don't
those
want you to
boundaries
know
too.
what I would have to say either because we're
course.
clearly going to have like just feels like a totally different kind of conversation. It's not like when you involve the kids into it, it's a completely different dynamic, which is so interesting.
You are a dragon. You are a lioness. You
And
are,
more power to every mom. Like I truly believe that we're just out here trying to do what we think is best for our children in the name of safety. Like if that's what you're doing the right thing, like no matter what, whatever. Whatever you believe in.
here,
Yes,
two
snaps.
mamas. You're
Okay, but I
doing
asked
great.
you that because my definition of a crunchy was total opposite. So this has been really interesting to find out that we're both right and also both wrong. Because I was like crunchy as in granola. Like I'm
you did.
everybody's vegan. They have dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Like they live off like
The stereotype,
land.
the regular
Yeah.
hippie stereotype.
Total hippie. That's what I thought like crunchy granola mom was or parents or whatever.
It never crossed my mind that it was like crunchy granola. I would have thought like crunchy dreadlocks because they haven't washed their hair forever, but never in a zillion years did it cross that it was related to food.
Of course, everything is related to food for me.
I love it. I kind of want some granola now.
I know, right?
Okay, so it's related to granola. That's what it is it says like people who eat crunchy granola, nod to the natural earthy lifestyle. And it refers to a mom who chooses natural, holistic, and eco-conscious approach to parenting, health, and family life. So thinking organic food, cloth diapers, essential oils, and natural remedies. The degree of crunchiness can range from mild to extreme. And of course, we have the scrunchy and the silky. So what are the traits, right? Like what is this crunchy mom? So in natural and holistic living. So she prefers natural remedies, herbs, essential oils, homeopathic over pharmaceuticals. I get it. I was like, okay, so if we dissect this, I'm like, I get it. I prefer all that. And for myself, I have had some severe headaches where I'm like, I need that ibuprofen.
Yeah.
I will try all these things, but I need ibuprofen. Eco-friendly mindset, focus on sustainability, reducing waste, and environmentally conscious choices. Attachment parenting, so practicing things like baby wearing, co-sleeping, extended breastfeeding, and gentle discipline. I want to talk a little later about that part of parenting.
Oh, good. I
I
want
have
to
a
hear
little
it.
bit of a fun story with like the gentle discipline and how it was like these little kids were just running circles around these parents that are trying to be the gentle parents, but you can tell
They're
they,
about ready to lose it.
yeah. And I was like,
Just say
I'm
no.
not so sure how that was. Oh, well, that was the thing.
You can't say no. Like, no
You
is
cannot-
not.
No
Yeah.
is not a word.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, okay.
God, if my parents tried to do that to me, man, they would be living in a different world, let me tell you.
You did a good job, parents. Tell
Yeah,
these
my
parents
poor,
out there.
my
Yeah.
poor mom, man.
Yeah. Deb, you got this. Health conscious, so prioritizing organic, non-GMO, minimally processed, and whole foods. Minimalist, so do-it-yourself attitude. Makes homemade baby food, cleaning products, and sometimes even personal care products. Yeah. Alternative education may homeschool or use Waldorf or Montessori-inspired learning. So these are the traits of the crunchy mom, right? And the habits, cloth diaper instead of disposable. So it's fantastic, but for some people it just doesn't work, we know. Baby wearing with wrap slings or ergonomic carriers. Delaying or skipping vaccinations, not always, but sometimes part of the extreme side, which again,
I'm excited to talk about that.
yep, me too. Choosing midwives, home births, or birthing centers over
Excited to talk
hospitals.
about that one too.
Using wooden toys, limiting screen time, and encouraging outdoor play.
That's what I'm excited about too. I'm excited about all these.
Growing their own food or buying from farmers markets.
I'm like holding back my opinions so hard right now.
Ooh, practicing yoga, meditation, or energy healing like Reiki. Breastfeeding long term, sometimes into toddler years. A lot of my friends do that.
Yeah.
Embracing herbal teas, tinctures, and natural medicines before conventional medicine. And here's where we're going to talk just a little bit about the spectrum.
Okay.
Okay. So we have the mild crunchy,
Yeah.
semi crunchy. Buys organic sometimes, baby wears, tries natural cleaning products, but also uses modern conveniences.
Yeah, which is pretty much the same as a scrunchy mom,
There you go.
which is where that term came from, I think, is when you're like crunchy, but like crunchy-esque,
Okay. Semi crunchy.
you know?
Crunchy, then crunchy. Cloth diapers, essential oils. But I was like, what if the mild
Yeah,
one
you
was-
can mix and
like,
match these kinds of things, you know what I mean?
Co-sleeping, natural toys, and in a lifestyle center on eco-consciousness. I get it.
Like
Okay.
cloth diapers, there's no freaking way I'm going to try that with twins. But wooden toys, I'm in, you know what I mean? Like, so you can mix and match.
It's so cool because my husband and I, we have 3 kids, but our oldest daughter, she is actually from his first marriage. And this is back in the 90s when she was born. He was telling me that they were using a cloth diaper service.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
I know. And I was like, I wonder if it still exists.
Yeah, I mean, like Cintas for like towels and stuff and uniforms
Yes.
for businesses. Why wouldn't?
I know. So they would, they have
laundry
all this
service is
and
a
they'll
thing.
just rinse them and put them in a bag and they'll come, whatever day it was and pick them up and they'll get brand new ones.
How that costs? Like,
I
what are costs
know.
here?
Also, this is back in the early 90s, but I was like that. I love that. I'm like,
That's
you guys,
amazing.
You guys were crunchy back then.
Yeah, I didn't even know
Love it. So now let's go to the granola goddess level.
Oh, good.
The extreme
Granola
crunchy.
goddess.
I know.
Sounds like an acai bowl that I
Yeah,
want.
I know. I bet you there is one. I
Somewhere.
bet you there is one. Zero waste lifestyle, full-time homeschooling, avoids all mainstream medicine, only eats homegrown food, may reject vaccines, avoids plastic completely holistic healthcare.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah. So like one extreme to the other, essentially. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got opinions on all that stuff.
So we're about to. I have a question for you. I want to
Okay,
know what
good.
you love, but it's just like, okay, anybody listening to this out there, if you want to be a scrunchy mom, I can tell you how.
Perfect.
So we
Scrunchy or
just-
crunchy?
I'm sorry, crunchy, not
Crunchy.
scrunchy. Or maybe you want to be that, but that'll be here next.
Yeah.
But
Stay tuned.
Yeah, the Crunchy Mom. So if you want to be a Crunchy Mom, start choosing natural over synthetic from food, products, and remedies. Reduce all waste and go eco-friendly. So cloth diapers, reusable bags, stainless steel bottles.
Jeez.
Incorporate attachment parenting practices such as baby wearing, breastfeeding, co-sleeping if safe.
Yeah.
Of course, shop organic, local whenever possible. Use gentle discipline instead of harsh punishment. Sometimes kids do need a little swap in the butt. No, I'm kidding. Explore alternative health practices like herbal medicine, holistic care, chiropractic, and Reiki. Create a connection to nature for yourself and your children, like gardening, outdoor play, and barefoot grounding. So, in short, it's just like being a scrunchy mom. So about blending motherhood with eco-consciousness, holistic and natural choices. So some take it lightly, others take more extreme, but both are just full of life and valid.
Yeah.
So, all right, Shelby, I have a quiz for you.
I'm so
I want to
excited.
know how crunchy, and all of you out there, can take this. Oops, sorry. Hopefully, I'm not flashing people. Can take this quiz. So just grab a piece of paper and a pen. So
Are you going
these
to write it down for me?
Oh, well, you're going to answer. I just have to take
Okay.
the tally.
Okay, I'm ready.
So everything is answer yes or no. To
Okay,
these
so I
questions.
don't go off on tangents. Got it. Get off the soapbox and just say yes or no.
So, and there's categories. This is on parenting and baby care.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, I baby wear, or will you baby wear, like use wraps, slings, carriers, things like that?
I'm going to try. See, this is going to be really hard to go off on tangents. I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Again, for those of you that don't know, I'm having twins. So to wear these babies, it
One
might...
in the front, one in the back?
Yeah,
How do
well,
you
I
carry it? I'm
have,
kidding.
there's like several different, seriously, like the little like sling thingies, there's like ways that you can do it, but there's one specifically made for twins where you wear one on the front, one on the back, or they're side by side.
Okay.
But I'm like, with two of them, like, I don't know how long I can do that because they're going to get big and heavy, or, my husband gets one, I get one, whatever. We'll see. We're going to try.
Well, hopefully you get more than one. What if I want to wear one?
Yeah, I have like 4. Like,
Perfect. Perfect.
we're going to try them all.
There's no shortage
Yeah.
on wearing these babies. Love it. Okay, so do you plan to co-sleep or room share with your child? Like have a...
I plan to room share. I don't plan to co-sleep.
Okay.
Mostly because my bed is not safe.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
It's so soft. Like I have, it's a Tempur-Pedic with a Tempur-Pedic topper. It's like,
They'll drown.
yeah,
They're just,
Tucker
like,
drowns in it. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Like it's not a
It's not
safe.
safe for Tucker.
Yeah, not safe for babies.
So will you practice extended breastfeeding past 1 year?
No,
Okay, perfect. Cloth diaper.
no,
Homemade baby food.
yes,
Okay. Now,
because it's not that hard.
now food and lifestyle. So will you buy organic or non-GMO when possible? Or-
100%. Yeah, I do that anyways.
Perfect. You avoid fast food and processed snacks.
Most of the time.
So I'm going to go with no. Okay. I'm going to give you a no.
I'm gonna go with no because like I love In and Out.
Oh, me
like
too.
like
Me too. And I just saw something today that, their cheeseburger is horrible. And
I
I'm
know,
all like,
right?
I've been
Like
ordering without cheese.
I'll choose organic. Like if I have an option, I'll go the organic route. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
of
I'm not gonna go, like I think I already said this. Like I'm not gonna go buy like Cheez-Its, but I'll buy the Annie's cheese baked snack.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like again, on the way home from buying those, I'm gonna go to In and Out or Chick-fil-A or.
Yeah. Oh,
I actually, what's really funny is I have like standards of fast food. Like those are the only 2 fast food places where I'm like, okay, I can go there.
Yeah.
Everything else like McDonald's, Jack,
Yeah.
no, those I'm like, no, that is trash. And I'm like, I don't know. In my head, Chick-fil-A is fine.
I know. I've been craving some Chick-fil-A. So crazy.
I love Chick-fil-A.
Okay. I grow my own food, garden, or shop local / farmer's market.
I mean, I have a tomato plant outside.
Okay. I make things from scratch, like bread, nut milk, bone broth, etc.
I have, but no.
Okay. I avoid plastics, use glass, stainless steel, and bamboo.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
that. I do that.
Perfect. I know you do that. Okay, now we're moving into health and wellness. So I use essential oils or herbs before conventional medicine.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not opposed to conventional medicine, like you said earlier. Like I
Yeah.
definitely have an arsenal of ibuprofen, Tylenol, like you name it. I've got it because if I get a fever, I'm sorry, I'm not going to wait for a poultice to work or whatever. No, I'm going to take a freaking ibuprofen and get it an ice bath. Like,
Okay, no, I've seen a chiropractor, naturopath, or energy healer, Reiki, acupuncture, etc.
yeah.
Perfect. I use natural remedies for illness, like elderberry syrups, teas, and tinctures.
Totally.
I had or would consider a midwife, home birth, or birth center.
I would have loved to
Yeah.
consider that. Unfortunately, it was not in the cards for my personal medical conditions on top of having twins.
But you would consider it, which
Absolutely.
is a yay. I delay or space out vaccines or don't vaccinate.
Yes. I have a lot of opinions on that too.
Last one before the results. I know I can't wait to talk about that. Hold on, what am I doing here? Okay. I think I just need to.
Lower, there we go.
Just lower that damn thing. Okay, so now this is eco and spiritual living.
Do I need to lower mine?
I don't know, but suddenly it sounds better. Sorry,
Yeah, it
guys,
totally
just
does. No.
I know.
Whatever.
I use natural cleaning products such as like do-it-yourself vinegar, baking soda, essential oils.
I don't make them myself, but I buy
You use them.
the natural ones. Yeah.
I recycle, compost, or live low waste.
I want to say yes,
Okay.
but I'm going to realistically probably say no.
Okay. Will you consider homeschooling or a Waldorf or Montessori nature-based schooling?
I'm half in and half out on that one too.
Okay, we'll put a pin on that one. My kid mostly will have wooden or handmade toys.
100%. You give me anything that's plastic or makes noise, I'm donating that shit. Sorry, I love everybody and I appreciate your gifts.
But take it back.
But
we don't want it.
Give me a book instead.
Yeah. Okay, I practice yoga, meditation, grounding, or other mindful rituals.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so you're at 13
No, out of how many?
out of 20.
Oh, that's not terrible.
You are actually crunchy.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, 0 to 6 was semi-crunchy. 7 to 13, you are crunchy.
Really?
14 to 20, you were this close to becoming extra crunchy.
Oh,
granola goddess.
geez.
So you're the classic crunchy mom. Cloth diapers, farmers markets, herbal remedies. You live intentionally and holistically most of the time.
How funny. See, I would not,
See?
reading through the scrunchie that I'm going to go through here in a second, I would have definitely have categorized myself as that.
You're more crunchy than you thought?
Yeah, 100%.
I can't wait to hear
What about you?
Scrunchy.
Do you want to take this quiz too? Or did you already do it?
No, I haven't done it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be closer to the
your
extreme.
granola goddess?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure because we do a lot of the things you said. I'm like, yes. And I was like, oh, I think I'm a yes on that.
Yeah.
And so I would have been past.
Yeah,
the
because
14
it was
points.
only 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I love
yeah.
that. That's so funny.
so yeah, more crunchy. Than
Wow.
Yeah. But I can't wait to hear about the.
Okay.
Scrunchy.
Yeah. So the biggest difference, would you kind of said it earlier with like the semi crunchy or whatever?
Oh yeah.
It's really like you want to embody all of these practices, but you also believe in like more mainstream, like mainstream stuff. Like you believe in like mainstream norms, and you're definitely like challenging the status quo, and you want to, oh, I can't breathe. And you want to like buy organic and sustainable and you're earthy, but you're a little bit rebellious against certain things, right? So a scrunchy person typically prefers natural or DIY remedies over pharmaceuticals. They choose organic, non-GMO foods, avoids harsh chemicals, plastics, or anything that's overly processed. Maybe not necessarily processed, but overly processed, right? Like food dyes and stuff like that, like avoiding those. Leans towards eco-friendly, sustainable living. Leans towards, right? We're not like
fully
in, right? Often blends spiritual, alternative, or new age practices into daily life. So that's kind of like the biggest differences is it's really just like yes, I believe in all this crunchy stuff, but here's how I think about it is I want to be granola goddess, right? But I'm just kind of lazy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yes, here's also the other thing is this is why I feel like I would categorize myself more as a scrunchy mom versus a crunchy mom, just because I would rather buy a product that I know is good. Like I'm a label reader, like all the things, than spend 500 hours in the kitchen or whatever making my own food, doing all these things because I want to spend the time with my kids, right? And my family. Also,
But a crunchy, yeah, because of that, well, a crunchy mom will incorporate the kids.
yeah,
into
that's true. Like I
cooking,
could have, and that one they're like freaking a
Even
month old
though
already.
this, I bet you some crunchy moms are listening out there and they're just like, no, that quiz
These girls do
sucks
not know what
and
they're
do
talking
not-
about. Yeah.
Yes, that she is not a crunchy mom.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, totally. For sure. But it's also like, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Like, I wish I had $1 million and I could be a stay-at-home mom, but I'm not a stay-at-home mom and I won't be probably.
Yeah.
So where do you find the time?
That's the thing. Like that's why there's also like stigma on both sides, right? Of like the crunchy mom of like, doing all the things but she has the time to do this because a mother or a person who works 2 jobs is not going to have the same freedom as the stay-at-home mom. So I think there's more room for a stay-at-home mom to be a crunchy mom versus like somebody out there can be like, oh my gosh, no, I work 12-hour days and I'm still super crunchy. This is all I do. Perfect.
Good for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But were you able to, I don't know, make wooden toys this morning and paint them at the same time as, working with your compost with your kids and doing all these other things? It's like, okay, maybe
and
you're
gardening and everything and just.
So
Yeah.
It's, again,
It's a lifestyle for sure.
And it's also a label on mothers. And we have already enough labels. So wherever you land, know that it's okay.
Yeah.
And don't pressure yourself to put a title of like, I want to be the scrunchy mom. And here's, I don't know, Heather here on this, I don't know, a name, a person, I don't want to say it actually.
I know.
I was about to say Debbie.
That's fine. That works. She won't get offended.
Over here, judging you because you didn't make your kids
totally
school project from organic materials or their costume by hand from recycled products, and you went to Target and found a few things,
Totally. And like all these opinions too, like I have opinions on literally everything. That just because we have opposing opinions or like I said, or like the toy thing. Like if you have Fisher Price toys that make noise and sing, like I'm not judging you for doing that. I just don't want them. Like one, they're annoying. Two, I don't want that EMF stuff in my house. But at the same time, like maybe you have EMF blockers everywhere or whatever. I don't know. Even if you don't, whatever. Like it's your life. And I am not like, I don't judge. I'm not judging you for that. You know what I mean? Like,
and it is a big expense. You have to have some money to live fully as a crunchy mom, unless you're living in a communal homestead that is well supported and people are really working the land to live solely off the land.
and there's dogs. I'm like, dog. Totally agree with that statement for sure. And like the whole, like Montessori and stuff too. Like, like they do a really good job of creating community in that way. And they have like farms and like at least schools that I've seen out here.
Montessori is not free.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Waldorf is not free.
It's
My
expensive.
kids, I had them in Montessori from max. I went to work pretty quickly after my youngest was born. And I think he was like less than 2 months old when I went, and I had him in a Montessori like daycare, and they were both there until starting kindergarten. So they were there for a few years.
Yeah.
But it was not cheap,
Yeah.
and they learned a lot of stuff. And my sister used to be a Montessori teacher too.
Oh, wow.
Not at the
That's
same
cool.
place, so I did not get a discount.
Damn.
But but it was just like it's not, don't, that's what I'm saying just for moms, like don't force yourself to
Yeah.
maybe be killing yourself at some jobs in order to
Exactly.
just say,
Yeah.
my kids are having the best education here. They can probably still go to public school, but you can balance it out
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
by doing all the nature things, or they are nature schools, and
Yeah. There's a lot of options. So just
Yeah.
find what works for you. And I do think a lot of it is like how, I mean, yeah, you're there at school a lot, like for a good portion of their life, right? Or not with their life, but like a good portion of their childhood. And they also are going to come home and you're going to be their biggest influence too, right? So I think there's ways that you can incorporate all these things that are important to you while also like, letting them go to a public school or whatever. Like my mom, like she definitely, like we were outside constantly. Like she was always like, let's go outside. Like I didn't wear shoes. I hated shoes. I still hate shoes. And I loved, learning about bugs and birds, and I loved nature and all that stuff, but I went to public school.
Yeah.
I started with actually at a Christian preschool. I went to preschool here in town at two different Christian preschools. And then I went to public school for kindergarten. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she was also extremely involved in the school. So she was in PTA, she was a room mom, stuff like that. So I think there's also ways to get involved, even if you are a working parent, like you can still volunteer like certain events and do stuff like that. Like it's really just how dedicated you want to be, I think. And
the
I
level
think
of
that,
involvement that they have.
and I think that your kids are going to see you show up and I don't know. I think that there's just a balance that you can take, like, and then like you said, the money thing, like I'm not rich, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being able to send your kids to a Waldorf school or Montessori school is incredible. Good for you. But there's also, private schools. Like my husband went to my stomach is freaking out right now. Like my husband went to a private Christian school all the way through 8th grade. I mean, that wasn't cheap either, right? And he, I mean, arguably got a much better education than I did. You know what I mean? Because when he got to high school, and that's when we met, he was like leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else.
Wow. Yeah.
So there's like, yes, there's like the spiritual side, and yes, there's like, the nature side, but there's also like what is actually being taught, like what are the academics, and there's millions of private schools and stuff like that. But again, it costs money. So I don't know. I think there's so many options, and you just do you. And
Absolutely.
again, like these kids are still in my stomach, so I might feel a whole lot different when it actually comes time to like
they need to be in the water.
Yeah, but
okay.
I definitely don't trust myself to homeschool my kids because me as a student was like, I'm not doing any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I didn't have the discipline, I'm not going to be able to teach them that with school, because I was also that kid that couldn't do literally no homework and go pass all the tests.
Yeah.
And so that's not realistic, and that doesn't show very good discipline. You know what I mean? I don't think that teaches your kid anything.
True.
Whereas Christian was the same way, actually. Like he didn't. And so I think that was like the biggest shock, actually, going from like high school to college, was like, oh crap, I actually have to study for this stuff. Like it's not just like somehow in my brain, like I just don't just get it. Yeah, I had to actually study for college. Well, after general eds, really, but that was the fun part. But yeah, I definitely don't trust myself to homeschool my kids. No way, no way.
And that's okay. You get to pick when the time comes. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of just go deeper into some of the topics that we're pretty that we're passionate about, but before that, I want to talk a little bit about the Silky Mom thing.
Oh yeah.
So I had no idea Silky was a thing. But basically, so we have Crunchy, which is what we just talked about, which is pretty much the hardcore, like natural everything lifestyle, right? Scrunchy is more of a balanced blend between the hardcore natural lifestyle and actually the Silky Mom. Like the way they here's a good definition. Crunchy, hardcore, natural, earthy, and minimalist. Scrunchy, a balanced blend, natural but not afraid of convenience, which that makes sense. The convenient part to me is like, I'm going to take convenient and comfort over.
I'm thinking that Crunchy Mom does not order from Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas
Crunchy
I get an Amazon
Mom
package every other day.
It's like,
It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be a natural remedy or some kind of book
in a
or, you know.
plastic container packaging
Oh my God.
that can be recycled, by the way.
Yes, it can actually. But then there's the Silky Mom, which is fully mainstream, modern, super tech friendly, really like progressive in the sense of wanting everything to be new and like AI,
Like modern. Okay.
everything, like
Okay.
everything, like disposable, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, like using an app for everything. And like, and I'm here's my thing too is like, I think there's something to be said about intuition. And I think that if we're trusting like technology, and again, no judgment to you if you're like, I have to track every little movement and every little, hiccup and feeding or whatever. But I think there's like something to be said about a mother's intuition and just your intuition in general. Like, and I truly believe this because I had a hard time getting pregnant. And I think that I know, like looking back on the journey that I took for both my husband and I, that we needed to kind of align and get to know ourselves a little bit deeper to be able to bring a child into this life in that way. Like shedding certain things and really trusting that we know, just trusting ourselves and that we're going to know how to be parents. Like my husband says all the time, he's like, we're such a good team. He's like, I'm so excited to like parent with you, like I think we're going to offer a pretty good balance of,
I love
things,
that.
which is exciting,
Yeah, a lot of people don't think about that. Like my kids are in dating age, so I was like, talk to this girl that you're meeting and that you're getting to know about. When you guys talk about like the future, and if you talk about like, oh, do you want to have kids in the future, or things like that, it's like, how do you want to parent? Because that can make it or break it.
Totally.
Then you're either fighting all the time because you parent completely different.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you need to know where that, where does that fall?
Yeah. And especially like my mom said this the other day. She goes, I don't remember what we were talking about, how we got on the topic, but she goes, one of your kids is going to be such a little manipulator just like you. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you would play every freaking field you could. Like you would ask questions that weren't really yes or no questions so that you wouldn't get a no, so you could go do it anyway.
Yeah.
She goes, or you would do the thing and be like, oh, I didn't know because you didn't ask.
Yeah.
And she's like, anything you could do, you'd go to dad. He'd say, ask your mom. Mom would say no. You'd go back to dad and be like, oh, mom said to ask dad, even though she didn't. Like I would play any angle I could. And she goes, I cannot wait to see like which one of these kids or both is going to try to play that, which I think is interesting because I knew I could play the shit out of my dad. My mom was like, no bullshit. My dad was just like, yeah, whatever, But with like Christian and I, like, I think that we'll both be like really, I don't think Christian, he has opinions too, but it's like, I think that we'll both be a little bit more aware.
Okay.
And more on the same page. Like the communication will be different.
The tough parent? Like
it's going to be me.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because like with our nieces and nephews, he's super balanced where he'll lay down the law, but also go like buy them a bunch of junk food and stuff.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like, it's really interesting. Whereas like I'm over here like, no, you're not eating that cake on my freaking couch. You just spilled juice. Go clean it up. But like I'm just like, no, not doing this. Absolutely not. But I'm like, funny. But let's go to the movies. You know what I mean? So it's like we both are kind of like,
oh, I love that. Hey, that's a good balance. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see how that works out for sure. But I think that's like the biggest difference when I start to think about it is the communication between me and Christian is very strong around that kind of thing. Like, and I was reading this thing about like the no rule. Like if one parent says no, it's a no, even if the other parent has a strong opinion and thinks yes, and then we go talk about it later or whatever. Same with the other things. So one parent says yes.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, I'm like,
dang.
Okay, if dad said no, okay, I gotta go to the garage for a second, and throw up. Or, but like, I mean, show your kids that you're like a united front.
That way you can't gang up on you. Yeah. You have two coming, so.
Totally, they're gonna gang up on us real fast.
They were unnumbered before. If it was only one, they're unnumbered. But now,
we're on an even playing field.
You are, so.
But I mean, it's not perfect. We're gonna mess it up, but whatever, it's fine as long as we're trying.
That's all you can do. Okay.
But so, I would say that I grew up kind of in the middle with the scrunchy mom, I would say. My mom definitely was like, you know, yeah, here, take an ibuprofen or whatever. But she also was like, okay, you have chicken pox, oatmeal bath, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then there was also like, we had chicken pox parties where like one kid in the neighborhood got chicken pox and all the kids went and got chicken pox to get it over with.
Oh, that is crazy. I love it.
I mean, it's not life threatening, and now there's a vaccine for it. And this is where I start to have opinions about the vaccine situation, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Oh my God.
But it's like certain things, it's like,
it's like, hey, my kid just got chicken pox. It's like, okay, who hasn't? Hey, come over to the house for a play date.
Yeah, literally. Like, I think there's pictures of me and my friend, my next door neighbor, who was my absolute best friend, still is, but she lives in Colorado now, in an oatmeal bath together because we both had chicken pox at the same time.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But my mom also made a bunch of homemade cupcakes. She always made, you know, she always made home cooked meals and always made all that stuff. But then, you know, used Ziploc bags for everything and like always used paper plates, stuff like that, you know? So it was like a different kind of balance. But now it's like, I remember like at school, like you weren't allowed, it was like the peanut allergy was like all the rave at the time. So you weren't allowed to make anything from scratch. You had to buy, like if you're going to bring it to school, you had to buy it from the store or whatever. And I remember my mom being like, for real? Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
For cross-contamination, what if they have, you know?
Yeah, which I get
exposed
it. I get it. To. But yeah, so.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So let's just get into the nitty gritty of some things that I have like 10 different topics and we've already talked about them, but I want to go deeper into them. So let's just talk about where we lay on the scale. You can do the enlightenment scale, since we haven't done that in a while.
I know. Let's do it.
Or we can do like Silky to granola goddess. Are you granola goddessing this one or?
No, let's do the enlightenment scale.
All right, I dig it.
And we just know that it goes from, you know, crunchy, silky to, or what is it?
Silky, crunchy.
Okay.
And crazy granola goddess, which I just like saying granola goddess for some reason.
I know. Kind of want a acai bowl.
I know, it makes me really want. Yeah.
And it has coconuts. I'm kidding.
I love coconut.
Perfect.
And a little bit of honey. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the first one is, natural remedies and medicines.
Okay.
So medicine can mean a lot of things. And like plants, like using plants for healing, tinctures, teas, and essential oils. I was about to
ask if it was like tinctures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like all of it. Plus, and then on the other end of it, you know, like modern medicine.
Are we talking about like where does it fall in the enlightenment scale for us?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. For me, it falls pretty high.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty up there.
Yeah.
It's super important. I'm not going to go, you know, we don't have any Sudafed at home type of thing. But yeah, I think definitely for me, in all honesty, I would say like a 88, 89.
Okay. And just for those of you that may have forgotten, the enlightenment scale is 1 to 100.
Oh, yes.
Or 111, technically.
111. Yeah, technically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm definitely high up there. I would say 80s for sure. But I'm also like, my husband's home now, and the dogs. You're gonna hear them coming inside.
Oh, they're so cute.
I would also say like, I'm gonna try. Like, I'll take a tincture for like, I think. Okay, here's where I land on this. Herbal medicines and natural remedies, I think, are fantastic for maintenance. If you can keep just like a good routine going and taking care of yourself and all these things, I think is great. Once there becomes like a disease, I think that's when it's, I mean, we have Western medicine for a reason, and there's a reason that you know, our lifespan is extended as much as it is, right? And I was even talking about this, like, because I had to go sign a bunch of, I'm having a hospital birth, so I had to go sign a bunch of papers about different things. And one of the questions on there was, are you willing to, if they're in the case of an emergency, are you willing, you know, to take blood? Can we give you blood? And I was like, what a question. Like, I mean, I don't want to die.
Yeah, of course.
And the lady was kind of looked at me like, because I had that reaction. I was like, what kind of question is
Well,
this? kind
some
of thing.
religions you
Yeah,
can't.
and I did
Yeah.
totally forgot all about that. And she's like, yeah, we have like a lot of, religious exemptions and stuff like that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
didn't think about that at all. So I think there's like, I don't know, I fall somewhere in the middle. Like I'm going to try a natural remedy or whatever. But at the same time, like I said this earlier, if my kid has a fever and it's spiking and it's not dropping, and I'm not going to wait hours or whatever to do something about it. I'm
give
going
him
to
the
give him an
Tylenol.
ibuprofen
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah, Tylenol.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to put ice all over him or whatever,
Of course.
So it's a hard one because I want to say, yes, it's really important to me, but at the same time, like there's still a place for, I was going to say real medicine.
Yeah.
There's still a place for like Western medicine and,
Of course.
and, like medical advancements and everything else. Like, I mean, I had heart surgery when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
If I didn't have heart surgery, I didn't have Western medicine, I didn't have heart surgeons.
Yeah.
I mean, where would I be? Would I be alive? I don't know.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So it's like, there's certain things that.
And I always had like that question with, I was like, okay, so for like an extreme scrunchy mom, what if somebody falls, breaks a leg, but bone is sticking out?
Yeah. What do you do?
Wouldn't you go to the hospital because it's an acute situation?
Yeah.
Like,
or no.
yeah. Or do you have a shaman or somebody like,
Yeah.
what's the step?
Yeah. good
Because I
question.
was like, okay, if it's maybe just a broken leg, maybe I can see. I was like, okay, maybe they won't do an X-ray or anything. They'll, I don't know, put some braces around it and try to fix it, right? But we don't really know what's going on. It's like in the cases of internal injuries.
Yeah. Right.
How
can you say that you're not going to get an infection from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? It reminded me of oh my gosh, One Love. What is
Bob
the name?
Marley?
Yes, thank you very much. Couldn't remember, but he, I believe, died from an infection of he had like a toe infection or something.
Really? I don't remember.
I think it's Bob.
Cancer.
He had cancer?
He had cancer in his foot and didn't do anything about it.
He lost a toenail playing soccer barefoot, and then they found some cancerous thing under his toenail.
And he just didn't treat it?
I don't remember.
I don't know if
Oh,
you guys
right,
heard
okay.
that, but he had cancer and was playing soccer or something. And what did he say?
Yeah, no, and he was playing soccer, lost a toenail, then got infected, but he had cancer.
Yeah,
and,
like
but he
underlying.
never took care of it, and that's why he died. But that's what I mean. But I remember talking to my husband about it, and he was just like everything natural and super just
Yeah.
spiritual. And ultimately, it did not work for him,
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, at the end of the line, yeah, totally. And then there's, I think this is later on down the list, but there's energy work. At what point, yes, I 100%, you're a Reiki master, right? We're both energy workers and done a lot of holistic work and do a lot of holistic work, right? But at some point, it's kind of I think of it more of a diagnostic. I'm going to give you universal energy and I'm going to make you feel really good. And I'm going to open your channels and stuff like that. But I'm not in there fixing your broken leg, right? I'm not in there curing cancer or, fighting infections. No, but I can ease the pain maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
And tell you, hey, I think this might be a problem area. You should go to a doctor.
oh, of course.
Yeah. So it's
and I think we both always talk to our, our clients about that. I was like, hey, I kind of feel this, you should get it checked out.
Yeah.
But one of the things, because I'm sure somebody may bring this up, it's well, maybe you don't believe in it enough and that's why it's not working. Let me just mention something, because the key here for energy work can really, and I've seen it, I think you and I were talking, I was talking to somebody also recently about how it can cure any VD. It can take any virus.
Wow.
So venereal
Okay,
diseases and
yes.
viruses, and that if we believed in it, just as if we can cure herpes from it, or a cold sore from it, it could cure cancer.
Yeah.
However,
cancer is essentially a virus, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So, but the key component here is that we are, vibrational beings and frequency, and it's all about frequency and energy.
Yeah.
It has to be on both sides. So
Yeah,
somebody cannot just, who's living maybe a horrible life and just not a good person, and lay there and you're going to be like, I'm going to heal your cancer.
Yeah.
If there's not like this reciprocate
Yeah.
energy coming through, you
You're not gonna do
probably
crap.
will not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, or if not, it may just be a Band-Aid and the personal thing is all healed and it's going, I guarantee you 111% it's going to come back.
Yeah. But there's also like the placebo effect too, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't care. You can say it's all a bunch of crap or whatever, but like placebo works. Like you can, if you believe in something wholeheartedly, like it's going to start to work, right? And I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, it's so interesting. My mother-in-law, while she was in hospice, she wanted some more medication and it wasn't time just yet, right before things got really challenging. And they gave her a particular pill, but it wasn't what she thought she was getting because it wasn't the time. She had just had one and she couldn't double it. So we gave her another one, but I wasn't me, it was somebody else. And they told her that it was, and then they're like, oh yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I feel so much better, and it was like a total placebo.
Yeah.
Totally. So it does work.
Which is also arguable to say about some natural medicines, right?
Yeah.
Like if you really believe that these plants are going to heal you, the plants are going to heal you.
It's all in that, exactly. Just like you said, if you believe it is. So funny because I did a TikTok this morning about like, if you think, it was like, don't believe that the universe has your back or that God will save you and this and that. That doesn't, I was like, when people are saying the universe, no, I didn't say don't believe, but when people are saying the universe has your back, God's got you, you are supported. I was like, doesn't work if you don't believe in it.
Yeah.
What matters is like, if you believe that the universe has your back, you will have it. If you believe God's got you, God's got you.
100%.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. I was just talking to my husband about it. I was like, I've said since the time I was a little kid, I always get what I want. It's been like my life, like theme. I always get what I want. So I've never once questioned anything.
Yeah.
Like I always get what I want. So it's fine. Like one way or the other, I'm going to get what I want.
It's so funny that
honestly,
you said that.
so far,
You've gotten what you want.
kind of gotten what I wanted.
My mom and my grandma had said that my first like full sentence is like, I want to do what I want to do. So
I love that
I know,
so much.
I'm like, and do I?
Right?
Pretty much.
Totally. Like I totally, from the time I was a little kid, I used to say I was going to have twins.
Oh,
Yeah. Like
we're putting it out there.
forever. I was like, I'm going to have twins. Just watch.
Yeah.
And here and then when we found out it was twins, I mean, we were shocked, but I was just like,
Oh, I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah. I knew
called it. You
So
manifested
weird.
it.
Yeah, totally.
that.
It's great. Like stuff like that always happens to me too. Like, I was always just like, so like, here are the things that I want in my life. And I know I'm going to get them one way or the other.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that I'm not willing to work for it. I'm not willing to make it happen. Right. But I think that there's so much power in your belief because that belief becomes your motivator. And then that energy starts to back it up because you're motivated, you're excited, you know it's going to happen. So that energy is going to follow you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's going to support you, whether that's God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. Like I keep on moving. So my mic keeps falling over here. And I think there's so much to say around that, that belief and that, all that, but
Comes down to that.
totally. So there's so much stuff that we can go down, but with this medicine, one of the things that is super controversial to talk about that I've been like, honestly, really struggling with. So I'm excited to hear kind of your opinion about it is vaccines. And it's super like, it's a big topic right now. I know because the CDC is being sued by several doctors about the 76 dose childhood vaccine schedule. 76 doses, you guys.
Finally.
Holy shit. My mom just sent me this document that was like, here's what in the 80s, here was the vaccine schedule. Here it is now. There was like 10.
Yeah. And now do you have 76?
76 now. And I want to talk about that because, right after, and again, you're super pro-vax, good for you. You're super anti-vax, good for you. I think just throwing it out there, there's validity on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think I lay somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And let's unpack that a little bit. Because right now, so I'm about to give birth in a few weeks, hopefully. Oh God, hopefully. And right out of the womb, they want to give you a hepatitis B vaccine. They want to give you a vitamin K is not technically a vaccine, but it's still an injection. And they want to do, I don't remember what the eye ointment is called, but they want to put, the antibiotic eye ointment over the eyes to protect against any
Yeah.
infection or STDs, right? So basically, two of the things that they want to do to your child, the eye ointment and hepatitis B, is kind of rooted around STDs, which, okay, I say that and I can just already hear all this crap going off about hepatitis B, and it's not just about STDs, blah, blah, blah. I know it's not just about the STDs, but it's also, there's lots of other things that go wrong with it. So what is your opinion on, let's just talk about those three, and then we can go into the other shit.
I think if I knew what I know now, I would have said no
To all of them?
to all of them. Just I was not, there was no informed consent on anything. It was just what you did.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice. Yeah, it was just
I
this is it.
started having my kids in 2003, so it was just, this is just what you do.
Yeah.
They know better. But I would have liked at least to be informed, not to tell me what this is the vaccine for. That's not informed consent.
Yeah.
It's like, tell me also the side effects.
Yeah.
How long you've been doing it and why, why hasn't it been revised or anything like that? Like what, a lot of them are like, yeah, well, there's no more, I don't know, the plague or something, but we're still going to vaccinate you for that. But I probably would not have vaccinated. And then from the time I've had kids to now, I have a few friends who did vaccinate their children and they had vaccine injuries.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm always trying to figure out, I was like, okay, I think maybe one of mine did, but it's mild because of a particular thing that he exhibits.
Okay.
And we just ignored it. It's just like part of growing up. Oh, he's just this way. And I was just like, I think there is something else there. But we don't question it enough.
Yeah.
It was just what you did. But I probably would really have done none, because if my doctor is like, you have no STDs, you have no this, why am I going to do this to my child? Like, why am I going, like, did he get STD while coming out of the womb and from your staff holding my baby right before going in, on top of me? For me personally, I probably would have done none.
Yeah. Yeah. So you did do all of them?
I did the whole thing with them. Every single thing, with both of them. Every single thing until I think my oldest was the 13 age, when there's that papilloma.
Yeah, HPV.
Yes, the HPV. And he got one round. And then after that, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And they're like pressuring me of like, he needs a second one. I was like, we're not. And we stopped.
That's like
there.
a 3-rounder, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
And I was like, and I
The
don't think I
Gardasil
did
brand got recalled.
Jeez. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then I have a friend also who said that she had like vaccine injury from that particular vaccine.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure my sister had vaccine injury from the Gardasil shot.
yeah. So things like that is just like, no.
Yeah.
And I can't just, so I had to stop there. And interesting enough, after that, I was like, no vaccines of anything. But then I was working at a local hospital, volunteering as a Reiki practitioner for a few years. Right before the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, I stopped. And you had to be vaccinated for the, just the flu vaccine.
Like RSV or something?
No,
like
just a flu vaccine.
Oh, you said have a
that's
flu
a
shot.
Flu shot. Yeah, each year. And I did it. And if not, you had to wear a mask. And this is before COVID. And I was like, I don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Just, sure. So I did it for like the 2 years.
I hate that because it's like, oh, that girl didn't get vaccinated. She's wearing a mask.
I know.
I hate that.
There's so much judgment around it. And
I've never gotten a flu shot ever.
and I would get sick after it.
Yeah,
And then
I've
you
heard that
will
a
hear from
lot.
people, oh, I got the flu shot, and so I'm gonna get it out of the way. Like I'm gonna get sick from it, and then it's getting out of the way. Like and they're excusing it why you're getting sick, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah, that's so
yeah,
odd.
I haven't had any sort of vaccine since like 2019.
Yeah. I think the last time I got a vaccine was 2014, and it was a tetanus shot because I accidentally cut myself with a box cutter, like deep.
Oh,
Like deep.
yeah.
I
But
was
see,
like, I
something
should have
like
gotten
that.
stitches.
Yeah, but see something like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe yes, maybe no, depends where you fall on it, but you may consider doing it, you know? It's like,
Yeah, but
okay,
it's
was
also
this a
like-
rustic one? Like,
Yeah.
was it a bad, you know?
I mean, it wasn't a good situation, but I was like, my doctor was like, you should probably get a tetanus shot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it was like a dirty box. It's like,
See,
you know what I
there,
mean? Like
that-
it wasn't
thing.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't sterile,
I was gonna say, if it was all sterilized and,
you know,
you cut yourself,
but like also
maybe.
like why am I being forced to take a vaccine before that happens then? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
To prevent
why
it,
couldn't I just-
because everything with vaccines is preventable.
yeah, I guess. But then
know?
why are they telling me to go get a tetanus shot after I got cut?
Yeah, true.
You know? So like, did it even do anything?
Probably not. I
You
don't
know?
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
I don't know. That's where like I need more information. I need to like read more about that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you for sharing that journey and what you would do differently, because it's been a constant like flip flop for me. I'm like, no, yes, no, yes, wait, oh my God, hold on,
Yeah.
this could happen. Like vitamin K. Well, let's even back it up before that. But like I'm not vaccinated for anything. Sorry, everybody. I have a heart condition and I just don't do it. I didn't get the COVID vaccine because my doctor told me not to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a medical exemption for that. Yeah. But while I'm pregnant, they want you to they push it for you to take. My brain doesn't work totally, but there's a few different vaccines. I want you to do a flu shot. They want you to do RSV, and they want you to do, I don't remember what, like
Wait,
Tdap.
before you get birth?
Yeah, like right now, they want me to do it.
Why?
Because
the flu shot?
Because it'll pass to the babies, or the baby, however many babies you have inside of you. And it'll make them like immune.
Okay.
That sounds like total bullshit to me.
Yes, thank you. I
Yeah.
didn't know where you fell on that one. I was
Total
like, wait,
bullshit.
hold on.
Like,
Okay.
One, I've never gotten a flu shot. RSV, I get that, yes, some babies can get, like, they don't die from RSV,
Yeah.
they get pneumonia, right? And, okay, well, if my baby gets RSV, I'm going to go to the doctor and get them on meds, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah. Preventable for something that hasn't happened, and then you're healthy, babies are healthy.
Yeah.
What are the chances of them having that?
yeah, that's it.
So
you
it's
know,
just like, it's
they're still in the
unnecessary.
womb. They don't want me to basically vaccinate my kids in
No.
utero.
No, thank
That's
you.
crazy to me. And so then after you give birth, so there's those 3 in 1. So the Tdap or whatever it is, it's like, it's tetanus, pertussis, and I don't remember what the other one is. Which, what? First of all, this tetanus vaccine hopefully is out of my system by now. But who knows?
Yeah.
So right out of the womb, we just said it, vitamin K, the antibiotic Wyoming, and hepatitis B. Well, talked to several doctors. And again, I'm not a doctor. This is literally just one person, like research on the internet and books and whatever.
And Reddit.
Yeah, and Reddit, of course, Reddit. And why am I going to give my kid, like hepatitis B, for example? I don't have hepatitis B. So the ways that you get hep B is it can be passed from mother to child, and it has to be passed like blood to blood. Like you have to be able to, like, sharing needles, sexual activity, things like that, right? And so, and obviously, like, I'm heavy into the government conspiracy. So I think a lot of these vaccines are all to make money. And
Big pharma, of course.
100%.
If you don't need them, okay, if we are the really scrunchy moms, that's why scrunchy moms are also stigmatized, because they don't want any of
Crunchy
that.
moms.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Sorry, not scrunchy. Did I say scrunchy?
You said scrunchy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Crunchy, the crunchy moms. You don't, if they rule the world, there'll be no big pharma.
Yeah.
And
Which
Big
I agree
Pharma
with.
has to, just ridicule and
Yes.
stigmatize it tremendously.
Yes, they have to. Yeah, exactly.
So just for the record, I am fully against Big Pharma.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's some things that are useful and there's some things that are not. But when we start to privatize our government and our medical systems, like there's a problem. Like somebody is making money off of your suffering, and that is wrong. And that's kind of where I was going with the vaccines too. Is they stopped making money because they've created the hepatitis B vaccine for people that were, like drug users and prostitutes and all these things. And when they didn't, line up out the door to come get this vaccine, they were like, well, shit, we just invested all this money into this hepatitis B vaccine. Like, what are we going to do with it? Oh, we'll just make it mandatory. We'll just go throw it on the freaking childhood vaccine list and make sure every single baby is,
Oh, wow.
And that's the thing is I don't have hepatitis B. My husband doesn't have hepatitis B. Like
Why?
the only thing that I would be like nervous about is if like something were to happen and they needed like a blood transfusion. But here's the thing. How are we not testing blood before we're giving it to somebody that is infected?
But we are.
Right?
Yeah.
So at the same
Well, we're
time.
supposed to, I should say.
Yeah, but I've also found cases where people have gotten hepatitis B through a blood transfusion.
Yeah, I had a friend who got AIDS through an HIV. And
Yeah,
became
that's
AIDS
terrifying.
and things like that. So,
But then again, there's no vaccine for that.
yeah. Well, the whole, that's a whole other Fauci, HIV, early 90s, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yes. So in COVID time. So go read a book called The Real Fauci.
Yeah, it's fascinating. But so that's it. It's like, I don't know. Make your own decision what you think is safe for your children. And no, I'm not going to give my kid hepatitis B vaccine. No, I don't have any STDs. And yes, I could be naive and say, like, I only have one sexual partner, my husband. My husband only has one sexual partner, me. Maybe that's being naive, but I'm sorry for trusting my husband enough that
He has not.
yeah,
My gosh.
yes, I trust my husband enough to make that choice.
Ah, geez.
Like that's crazy to me. I had a nurse say that to me
Oh my God.
when and I was like, all right, I guess this is not the office for me. Bye.
Yeah, no, it's so funny that you say that because, me and my husband have been together for like 18 years.
Yeah.
And like in March, I went to get a physical and you do all these blood work. And only reason I went to get a physical is because I started a part-time job.
Yeah.
And I needed to do all that. But when they did the blood.
I'm sorry. Tucker's at the top of the stairs, just like peeking around the corner at me.
I want him up
That
here.
was so funny.
But she's like, oh, we're going to test. Do you want to be tested for HIV and this? I was like, no. And it's like, how many partners? One.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure he's not out there.
Yeah.
Doing other things. So,
yeah.
sorry if yours is, but not mine.
Yeah. I don't, yeah. Then,
Oh gosh.
I mean, and again, like, I'm really sorry if that is a reality for you and, people that are listening, I mean, but, or you're like, you guys are just naive or whatever. Sorry.
Maybe we are in your eyes and that's fine.
Yeah. And I'm perfectly okay banking my child's life on that.
Yeah.
That is how much I trust my partner. Sorry if that's crazy.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I'm out. But, yeah. And then the other one, vitamin K. So I have vitamin K is the only one where I was flip-flopping between where I was just like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Like, I don't know. Because in my head, I'm like, okay, it's just a vitamin. And then you read that it has a black box warning, which means it has so many additives.
Oh my God. I had no idea I had a black box.
Most vaccines do. Oh. It has so many additives like aluminum and mercury and all these crazy preservatives. That's the problem. It's not the vitamin K that's the problem. It's all the additives. But if breaking it down, even if it was, because you can get preservative-free vitamin K and you can also do oral vitamin K.
Yeah.
But the reason they give your baby vitamin K, or they want to, is because they want to reduce the risk of VKBD or whatever it is. It's like the spontaneous, internal bleeding or whatever. Because your baby isn't born with vitamin K, their blood can't clot, essentially.
So what happened back in the day when none of this extras were. I bet
Well-
you they got vitamin K through something else, like
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, is this
herb or
evolutionary?
yeah.
Right? Or, but then that you also have to think there was also, I mean, the newborn mortality rate was horrifying.
That's true.
So there's that. And the, death of the mother was also pretty terrifying.
You know what? It's sorry to interrupt
No.
you, but I'm thinking like, let's say 30 years from now, when your kids are having kids.
Yeah, that'll be
Like,
interesting.
will it be suddenly like a new vitamin or vaccine that they
Yeah,
have?
what's gonna
because
be the new
there's-
thing, yeah.
Yeah, because maybe they're going to be, the world is changing so much that it's going to be, humans are going to be deficient.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're going to need a vitamin D shot.
yeah.
your
Which
baby.
pretty much
Or,
everybody.
you know,
needs vitamin.
yeah, well, yeah. So, something
Yeah.
like that. Who knows? It may be evolutionary.
Yeah, that's a good
I wonder
thought.
when it
It's
started.
interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting to figure that out too. I don't know. But the main, like, one of the things is clotting the blood because they don't want, spontaneous bleeds or whatever. Like if your baby were to get cut, like the blood can't clot, or sometimes like VK, I don't remember what it is, VKDB, VK, I don't remember, whatever. It's a spontaneous blood disorder that can cause like a brain bleed essentially. And there's like late onset, early onset, there's all different whatever, which is
scary.
that's scary. That is
Of course,
terrifying.
that is
but I
super
also feel like
scary.
you're using this fear tactic to get me to do a thing I don't want to do.
Yes.
Where my gut, my intuition is telling me no. But then I'm like, well, shit, am I making a poor choice and I'm not doing what's best for my child or whatever, right? But also, let's talk about the umbilical cord and delayed cord cutting, right? Like letting the baby get all of that's all the stem cells from the placenta, from me, right? And moving through their body, how much healthier that would be. You give the kid vitamin K, it stops that. It stops the stem cells from moving through the body.
Ooh, okay.
So there's been
Maybe
several.
that's what it was being done before. There was no
Yeah.
vitamin K, so they just did delay the cord cutting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
But delayed
okay.
cord cutting is a huge thing right now.
Yeah.
Like not even just delayed, but like letting it go translucent and white.
course,
Like really getting all of the blood in there. And if you're giving your kid vitamin K, you're kind of just defeating the purpose of that, Like it's not it's not able to circulate all the way through the system because the blood is too thick. That's the problem, is you're giving your kid vitamin K and their blood is so thick that the stem cells can't move through their system properly. And I'm saying I got this from the doctor. Like I'm not talking out of my ass on this one. But again, I know this is extremely controversial, and if you're already categorize me as a horrible mom because I'm not going to give my kid these vaccines, I'm so sorry that you have such a narrow mind and that's what you're going to do with your time
Yeah.
is hate on me, but that's fine.
No, everybody has the right to our speech, like,
Yeah.
haters, non-haters, supporters, doesn't matter. Do you? And
Yeah.
let us, let you do you also.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. But
All right.
yeah, so those are like the big topics in my world right now around like crunchy versus scrunchy is like, and so those three, I'm like, okay, not necessary. I feel really confident in those decisions.
Good.
It's the later, it's all the later stuff. Like, no, I don't think my kid needs a chickenpox vaccine because
got it.
I don't think anybody's ever died from chickenpox. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll do more research. Don't worry.
Maybe untreated.
Yeah, or
something
or something.
neglected.
Or like,
an
infection from scratching or
I
something.
think like it's more dangerous as an adult
Yeah. I've heard
and
that.
things
Yeah.
like that. So, just have a chickenpox party. I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure
Just
that-
let your kid get chickenpox.
Yep.
It's fine.
We can't, the thing other that okay, let me organize my thoughts. Thinking about vaccines. So we have a immune system that wants to fight viruses. And if we are constantly putting in these vaccines, our system doesn't know how to respond. Like
Yeah.
it's confused,
Yeah.
I feel, in a way. So are we just masking, like debilitating our own immune system and weaken it because I'm going to rely on a chickenpox vaccine in case I ever get the chickenpox. And there's been also those cases of people that have gotten chickenpox
Yeah.
vaccines and they still get it as adults or later on in life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
true.
would say
Yeah.
use your intuition on that one. What do you want to do, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hard. Like I don't know. When you look at like the rapid evolution of the vaccine schedule over the last like 20-ish years or 30 years,
It's insane.
it's kind of outrageous.
It is.
Like 76 vaccines, like I think it's before you're 12 or something like that.
Yep.
Are you serious?
It's insane. Have you ever seen, I've seen it all over Instagram, that is like a Cabbage Patch doll and it has needles are all over.
Oh, God,
this,
no.
And it says, this is how many vaccines your kid gets.
Oh my God, that's
just like-
terrifying.
It's, yeah.
Well, that and it's like, okay, they want to give you like the 6-month visit. They want to give you so many all at once, right?
yeah.
Why do
No.
you have to do that?
No, you don't.
Like-
you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you don't have like you don't have to. If your doctors are telling you this is what you do, like do your own research and do what's right, like
Yeah.
for you, you know, like if you want to blindly trust your doctor, blindly trust your doctor. But I'm gonna also be real. They don't know everything. Like
Yeah.
they know what they've been taught, and most of the time,
Trust your
you know,
intuition. Your baby's been inside you. Your
Yeah.
baby's the only one who heard your heart from the inside out.
Yeah.
And trust that mother instinct. Just, question and ask questions. Even if you're like
Yeah.
on the, on the fence, it's like ask questions.
and
Ask
get
why,
multiple
why,
opinions.
yes.
Yeah, like don't just go with one doctor. Go ask several.
Inform consent. Really
Yeah.
inform yourself. And then make a decision based on that, and don't judge yourself for making that decision. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And I
commit.
would say don't rush it either. That would be like my advice. Like don't rush into anything because you think you have like, you don't have
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
You have time. Like
you do.
definitely
You
have
do.
time. Yeah.
But just know the system will pressure you.
oh yeah.
The system wants to
It's
just charge
nuts.
for that vaccine that you may be holding back on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, even through just this whole like creating a birth plan and my preferences and all this crap, I am like, I am the person that you tell me, if you push me, I'm going to turn the other way. Like, it doesn't even matter if I believe in the thing you're pushing me to do.
You're pushing me and I don't
I'm
want it
done.
anymore.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want it anymore. Like, I will not do that. Like either you let me tell you what I want or we're not doing this. Like,
Absolutely.
and yeah, which is why I mean, I interviewed, I think 4 different OBs before I picked the one
good.
that I chose for that reason, you know? Like,
And this is what is insane, and especially for anybody who's thinking of having a baby or pregnant mothers out there, is that we leave our birthing experience where we're going to give birth, we leave it out to a third party, whatever insurance. You have this $30,000, $100,000 wedding. So when it comes to giving birth, it's like, hey, what are your thoughts on giving birth? I don't know, whatever my insurance covers, wherever that is. And I'm just like blown away. If I knew any better, I would have done it completely different. But I was one of them. I was like, okay, I was like a Navy wife, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna give birth at the Naval, and it was called Naval Training Center. Oh God. I know. So we're all training doctors. But, I was just like, I felt like I had no other choice. And this is what happens a lot. So it blows my mind that we leave that to the convenience, but it's the extreme of the convenience. It's like nowadays there's a lot of insurances that will cover if you are opting for like a home birth or a birth at a birth center, that they do cover that, in which is awesome. And even if you're like, okay, I don't know if I want that, but at least I have the option. Like, see what your options are.
Yeah, totally.
You don't have to just be like, okay, this because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Inform yourself.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's like you just go with this. What's the societal norm?
Yeah, no, that
You know,
doesn't work.
spending $100,000 or even $10,000 on a wedding or a honeymoon or all these fancy vacations.
Correct.
But yeah, you're gonna, like you just said, you're just gonna go with whatever insurance will cover for your birthing, for everything, for anything medical, right? Like we just blindly trust this medical system, like that's your health. That is your well-being. That is your life.
Yeah.
That is your children's life.
It is.
So you're going to tell me a party is more
know.
important than your life?
It happens, because they don't think about it because we still like trust the system so much. But the United States has the largest, highest maternal mortality rate in the U.S.
That's terrifying.
And it's all due because of interventions. And if you're a woman of color, it's much higher. So that's why it's so important of like, get to know your doctor,
Yeah.
get to know where you're going to give birth. Don't just go, make sure your husband is going to advocate for you, but also if your mother-in-law is going to advocate for you,
or a
your
doula,
mother or a
or
doula,
whatever.
somebody else, because a lot of the times it's tricky where they will go. I think you were mentioning that, they'll come to the mother in her most vulnerable stages and try to get her to sign certain release forms or approve certain procedures that seem okay, like really easy and just simply okay. But
it's super nonchalant.
what
Oh, just
for?
sign right here. You don't even need to read it.
Yeah, it's not a
just for
big
this.
deal.
Not a big
We're
deal.
already going to take, we already, we're going to do a little blood test. We'll just take an extra little vial. It's fine. It's just for like the registry, right? But it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so crazy too that they'll do that. And at the same time, it's like you want to be the easy patient, right? Like there's something about wanting to be like, just you don't want to cause a kerfuffle. Conflict or whatever. So you don't really ask questions. You kind of just go with it because they know what's best or whatever. No, freaking cause a scene.
Yeah.
Like make some noise. If somebody tells you to be freaking quiet, get louder. Like what the heck?
And even if your intuition is telling you, let's say a nurse is like, I've worked here for 35 years.
don't give a shit.
And I know, right? But
You
they're
know what I
like,
mean?
I work here for 35 years. I think this is the best thing for your kid and this and that. Okay, she worked there for 35 years in that particular hospital.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
hospitals are in your town?
Yeah,
kinda
and also like,
do your own
what is
math.
the
They
evolution
might
of
know.
your education?
Yes,
too,
correct,
you know?
correct. And trust your intuition, trust that gut feeling, because the mom, the extra gene and the extra sense that we have as mothers, it's real. It's like measurable. So just trust that.
Wild stuff. Yeah, like I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest things is use your freaking voice. And if you're out there and you're pregnant or you're working on getting pregnant or you're having a hard time getting pregnant, I and there's nothing physically wrong with you, I think that's where I would start, is kind of getting to know yourself a little bit of what's in my way personally, like that is stopping me from conceiving, like using your voice. Like, do you have a hard time speaking up? Like I strongly believe that there is like that energetic component to it where, whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever or your spirit guides are like, hey, like this pregnancy is going to be rough on you, or this experience is going to be rough unless you can, work on this part of you first, which is interesting because now like being pregnant, and like starting to feel that intuition start to kick in and start to feel the connection to my kids in my stomach, but like almost not being afraid to use my voice, because that's not what it is, because I will absolutely stand up for anything I believe in no matter what, and I'll stand up for anybody I don't even know on the street, right? But it's more so of just like, I respect your opinions and I want to hear about it, but it's also like I'm thinking twice about asking a question. To like people that I love. Like I'm thinking twice about like releasing this podcast. I'm like, well, shit, who's gonna come after me? You know what I mean?
You know what? There's more podcasts out there and YouTube and just Instagram, like social media, talking about this, and it's more. And I think our voices need to be heard. And something that you said was like, okay, your voice, you need to, like get a little louder, like be more assertive with your words. And especially after you have kids, even if you're somebody who's very introverted or not wanting to be non-confrontational in any way, I feel that after you have kids, because it's almost like it's no longer about me, it's now about my kid. I have no problem telling you that that's not okay. And it's not always the case. There's a lot of still very fearful mothers out there, but know that that is your right. This is your cub and you're here to protect and defend. So crazy stuff. Where are we? I have to
sorry, Well, that was like one of the big topics that I wanted to go down.
Okay.
That, and then I wanted to talk a little bit just about like not nutrition. That's what we were just talking about. Well, not really, but like the conscious parenting thing. Like you were saying earlier, like the soft parenting and stuff like that. And like, you know, in a perfect world, like you think about like the crunchiest of the crunchy, it's just this such a holistic, symbiotic relationship, everybody working together and doing all the things. Like, yes, I have this beautiful vision in my head that like, I'm going to bring my kids along and doing the dishes. They're going to help do this and it's going to be so seamless. It's so easy. And we're all going to clean together and we're all going to bake goods together, you know, all these things. But then it's like reality kind of sets in a little bit. And I'm like,
Stay out of my way. I need to get this
yeah,
done.
or they're gonna rebel. Like, you know, like it's natural to ask questions and stuff like that. And like the way you basically, if your nervous system's regulated, it's only gonna help them learn. Like their job is they're trying to figure out how to regulate, right?
Yeah, they can self-regulate if you are self-regulated.
Yes, and you have to stay there. But there's also that time where it's like you have to be the teacher, right? So like the conscious parenting, like yes, I think conscious parenting, like gentle discipline, and like kind of helping them make choices, cool. But I talk about this all the time. It's like you can make choices. Like I'm gonna give you options. Like with my husband, I'm gonna give you these options and be like, I hope you make the right freaking ones, because I, you know what I mean. But like with my kids, like they I think they need to make mistakes. Like that
That's
was
the way
one
they
thing.
learn.
Yeah, that's
Your
one
husband,
thing.
he
Like
should know better. You know?
yeah, right. You know. But kids, like,
Yeah.
like they don't know better. That's your job, right? And like, that's one thing that I'll give my mom is she let us fail. She didn't like, you know, if it was going to be like life threatening or whatever, no. But it was like, she let us do dumb things and be like, okay, hey, like.
What did you learn?
Yeah, what did you learn? Like, and she wasn't upset with us about it. We didn't get screamed at or yelled at about it. But it was like, okay, I told you this was probably a bad idea and here was why. You did it anyways. Now do you see? I'm like, yeah, now I know that I shouldn't have grabbed the electric fence like you told me not to 8 times, and I did it anyways. That's a true story. Like,
my God.
actually, it was my grandpa. My grandpa was like, "Don't touch this. It's on. Like, it will hurt. It's a bad idea. Whatever." I was little. I was probably like 4 or 5, and I did it. I was like, he said it's gonna hurt. He said, but it's, you know, I was like,
how much is gonna
I'm
hurt?
like, I want to know what that feels like, you know? Like, I don't know what it was, and I just grabbed it, and I immediately, I couldn't get my hand off. I mean, it was an electric fence, and I was a tiny little baby. I mean, I was 5 or whatever, and I couldn't open my hand. That's what freaked me out. It wasn't the shock or the constant vibration. It was that I couldn't open my hand, and he had to come peel my fingers off. And I remember I just burst into tears, and he's sitting on the floor, on the ground. We're outside. He's holding me. He goes, "Okay, like, are you hurt?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Was that scary?" I was like, "Yeah, that was really." And this is my grandpa, and this was like, I mean, very like, like my grandpa served in World War II, like, you know, and like so most I feel like
passionate instead of being like, "I told you, see, you
like,
dumb little kid."
yeah,
or
totally, which
something.
is what
It's
I
just
would have
like
expected from somebody like that.
Yeah, he was carried,
No.
like, see what happened? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure we not do that again.
Which was such a cool example, you know, and that's kind of how my mom was too. Like, that was scary, huh? Yeah, that's why I said don't do it, you know, like that kind of thing. So like the conscious parenting, like, I think, like, what does that really mean? Like, you can't let your kids walk all over you.
I think
But
it's
you gotta let them learn.
Yeah, but I think it's a being the present parent.
Ooh,
Just,
I like that.
You know,
Okay.
just like, okay, I'm gonna be involved in your life.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be distracted by work or the phone. It's like, if I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna be understanding that a lot of the times I think we try to have kids meet us where we're at instead of where they are at. So we try to make them more adult and for them to already know all these things. That's why there's no patience.
Yeah.
So just being a conscious parent is like really understanding that they are tiny and they are toddlers that are going to scream
With
like
tiny
crazy
attention spans.
because they have big emotions.
Yeah, and they don't know how to deal with them. Yeah, yeah, and I hear that a lot too. Of like, letting them feel those big emotions, that they're okay, that they're normal, and then like the over explaining. Like you're trying to reason with a kid that has like literally, like they don't have the attention span to hear. Like there's no reasoning happening.
They
That
just
part of their
won
brain
the
is not
toy,
developed
or
yet.
they just won the candy, or they just won the thing. Whatever you're reasoning around,
They
it
don't
doesn't
care.
matter. I know I cannot have that thing. You're telling me no.
Yeah, That's what
So,
they don't hear anything else around why or anything else. But
Wow.
yeah, so it's super
Okay.
interesting. It's interesting to like see. And I'm curious now. So put a pin in this episode and we'll circle back around in like a year
Yeah.
and
We'll see where
how
she
much
falls
yeah,
after.
yeah.
It's like, so
we'll see
we'll
how
review
pictures
this
change.
one. And she's been like, nope, nope.
Like, so all those things I said, I was wrong and I'm sorry. And I will admit when I am wrong.
Yeah.
I absolutely will.
Oh,
This
I
is,
love it.
again, just my research and my opinion on, just my hopes and dreams, really. But who knows, And I'm really curious to see how our world is evolving. Like, it really is. I mean, there's things that are happening. There's people are more than ever are asking questions, the right questions, and are being heard. Women in general are like, it's our time. Like that we've, it's kind of scary that there's a lot of women's rights that are being revoked and a lot of different things, out of pure freaking control. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like we're not backing down this time. And there's a lot of people that are huge advocates that are really powerful. And I think that we can sit and we can worry, we can go down the rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, like, I think that we just have to trust that we are evolving and we are moving in the right direction. Like, I truly believe, this is just my belief, that I truly believe most people are good.
Yeah.
And I, again, like, call me naive, whatever you want, but that is my belief. Like,
I think they're just distracted.
yeah. I think they
focusing on
want you,
something
they want
else.
you to believe that the world is horrible and falling apart and that everybody's out to get you, because that's fear and that's control. Because when you're in a
Absolutely.
vulnerable state, it's a lot easier for some outside sources to come in and influence you, right? Okay, so to wrap it up, I think it would be fun to kind of just like revisit where we stand on the scale.
Okay.
After kind of talking through some of this stuff and like your experience as a parent, and just like obviously my very minimal experience as a parent so far.
You're already parenting more than you think you are.
Yeah. That's
You're making decisions for your children.
which
now.
is really hard.
Wait until they start talking back.
Oh,
Well,
that
hopefully
was,
not.
That was the one. That was when we were talking about like the prolonged breastfeeding thing. That was the one thing that popped into my head. Is like, I said no. I answered no to that question because if my kid can talk and be like, "Hey, mom, pull your boob out," that freaks me out.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know.
yep. I had a friend, just her daughter's
Like pumping. I'll pump and give my kid a bottle,
Yeah.
but like I don't think I could do like.
yeah, when they can eat a steak.
Yeah,
but then again, right?
Their
it's
teeth
them.
too.
But
Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I remember we were in a party and her daughter comes. She must have been like 5, and comes over and she pulls out her boob to give her milk, and then she goes and eats cake herself. And
I mean,
was
yeah, I like milk with my cake too.
That's true. Yeah. All right.
That's so funny. I like, more power to you. I get that it's super healthy and it's great for your kid and everything else, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, let's
Have
see
two
what
of them,
happens.
2 2-year-olds on each tit in a freaking party. Like, can you imagine that? Like, I'm sorry. And again, I'm not judging anybody that does that. Good for you. It's not. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Oh gosh.
So that's why, again, I still think that I'm more on the scrunchy side
Okay.
than extreme crunchy.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, do I want to homestead and raise my own cows and all garden all my
With help.
with help? Well, do I want a full staff to make that happen?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. That will take you away probably from the crunchy.
Yeah,
From the
exactly.
extreme crunchy.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you have to do it yourself to show your children how hard you're working. It's like, why can't I show them that I make a lot of money in order to have this? I work really hard
Yes.
to have these things.
Exactly.
So that's where the discussion can be.
Yeah, for sure. But
Oh, yay. This has been, I think we went into harder on some like really went
I don't
deep
think we
on
really
some
meant to do that. It
topics.
just kind of
I don't think
happened.
so, but I loved it. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Another thing, which I think this could be a part 2 because this is getting super long, is we can talk about when it's appropriate to introduce your kids to like your spiritual beliefs.
Ooh, I love that.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's going to be a
We'll
part
have
2.
to do a part
'cause-
2 of that.
Yeah, I think that
Definitely.
would be an interesting one too.
And we can probably talk more about the parenting, more like details of like the super gentle parenting where they say no.
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
like
yeah. That would be
So-
really fun.
So stay tuned. Hopefully
Yes.
you learn something. Hopefully you don't hate us.
Yeah, and if you do, well,
yeah,
whatever.
you do, well, we're sorry.
Yeah.
You are entitled to your feelings, and so are
You don't
we.
have to listen.
No, you can just turn it off. All right. But if you love us, please leave us a review. And we drop episodes every Thursday. Join our coven where we can talk more in depth about this for sure.
Absolutely.
Because all the crew there is pretty awesome.
Yes, it's pretty great.
But yeah, anything else?
Probably. So we should just cut it.
All right, everyone. Tune in, stay curious, and until next time. Besitos. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Witches Who Podcast.